Sup everyone, Adventure Jew here, and something pretty shocking happened. The other day, when I was logging into my PS5 version of Overwatch, I was suddenly given all the trophies that I got in Overwatch 1, including Baptiste trophies and all the trophies for the characters that I didn't get in Overwatch 2 yet. I was kinda shocked by that, but I assume they implemented cross-progression for the trophy system. Didn't think that would be possible, but it happened. So, to culminate everything, I decided to show you the screenshots of the screenshots of the trophies that I got in the first game, and see if there's any story attached to them. I'll try to remember as best as possible, but the very first trophy I ever got, back when my channel was still called the PlayStation Pichu, was the Friend Zone. See, you can even see my original PSN name right there on the top left corner of the screen. This was back during my very first game, my very first quick play game on my own copy of Overwatch. I was playing with my brother and father, and it was just given to me. I don't remember the outcome of that match though, but I assume I won it. Assuming, of course, my brother played as his main, Roadhog, and that other guy, who didn't pick a guy yet, picked a healer. And judging by the age of the screenshot, his options were Mercy, Lucio, and Zenyatta. I don't think there were... Oh, there was also Ana as an option. I don't really remember anything behind this, but this was another a simple play the game trophy. But I'd have to imagine I lost pretty badly on that match. And maybe I was contesting and it went into overtime, but my efforts weren't in vain. I don't know. Decorated is by getting a certain number of post-game medals. Medals are things you can get by doing certain things, having a certain amount of objective time, and objective kills, eliminations in general, damage mitigated, damage healed, stuff like that. And as you can see, it was a very close match. I almost got eaten by those terrifying red dragons. Lockdown. This will be a throwback for those who played Overwatch 1. Lockdown sees you winning a game on 2 CP, otherwise known as double assault, with the first point not being captured at all. 2 CP or double assault was a pretty infamous game type, but I'm one of the few people who actually did. But hey, I do like the newer modes too. Don't get me wrong. Escort duty. This was during a time where I wanted to win at least one game as each hero, and I got this one on complete accident. Obviously, standing on a payload as Widowmaker is a bad idea, especially the fact that I'm just not very good at her, even to this day. But I'm glad this one came easily. World Traveler came by complete accident. The goal is to get at least 12 wins on 12 different maps. I was about to enter the match, but it it was already done, and we already won. Kind of disappointing that I didn't get to contribute much, but a win's a win, I guess. Level 25, another play the game trophy. I don't really remember the outcome of this match though. I don't know if we won or lost it. Survival Expert is one I do remember. I was trying to get this and Double Cap at the same time, where you get both objectives on Double Assault without dying. I failed at the... Even though we won, I pretty much failed at getting Double Cap, because I was killed. Very upsetting. Blackjack is where you get 21 post-game cards. This is another throwback. The post-game cards are things that highlight a specific moment, but only 4 out of the 12 players can get one per match. And when you vote, and when you press a certain button, you can vote on them. If someone gets 5 votes, the card becomes an epic card. With 10, it becomes legendary. I think I've only seen only one legendary card across all my quick and competitive game matches. Your own worst enemy. Get 2 kills with 1 use of Genji's Deflect. This one, I assume was done thanks to probably the turret over there. Even though it wasn't targeting me. But maybe the Torbjorn Soldier were. And I think we won that match because, as you can see, there's a little tactical visor over there. Something Reaper clearly would not be able to survive for very long. Wait, I think there's a second guy there. I don't know. Can't Touch This was probably the very first competitive... No. That was because my placements were already done. I think I was trying to get the Triple Threat trophy, and we dominated so hard on this map that it just popped up. One of the few times where I was actually able to dominate. Kinda sad, but, you know. Triple Threat, I'd say was much easier in the first game. In primary part due to the fact that Bastion not only had a self-heal, but also has a tank mode where you can move around and just blast away at others. I mean, sure, Bastion was stationary in turret mode, but in general, I'd say it was still easier. Shutout was... I find it so funny. Shutout is where you win both points on the King of the Hill map while not letting the enemy capture the objective once. And I intentionally killed myself by the time we won. I don't know why I love doing that for some reason. I haven't really done it as much though. Stormworth and Fire was a bit hard to see due to what looks like either Zarya giving me a protective shield or her firing a projectile, but Stormworth and Fire sees you landing a Fire Strike in charge after stunning someone with an Earth Shatter. As you can barely see, I did this on the Volskaya Industries map. The opponents got the point very early on, and it felt hopeless. And my efforts paid off. Again, I don't know if we won this match or not. Ice Blocked used to require more damage to mitigate with her ice walls due to it being 6v6. Yes. But I'd still say it was just as easy to do it on the first game, considering it's 6v6, and it's a pretty good way to block ultimates like Pharah's Rocket Barrage. Come to think of it, I think that's what I actually blocked to get the trophy in the first place. Though I could be wrong. Also, you may have noticed, we both got 2 points. It's on this map. That's because in competitive play, it used to be a best of 5 as opposed to the best of 3 it is now. I assume they made that change to make so that these matches don't take so long. Which doesn't really make much sense considering all the other maps that go through multiple rounds like Escort and Assault Escort and Hybrid. They're basically the same, but whatever. I don't know how we won this one, but I'm glad that self-destruct didn't happen sooner. And this is another play the game trophy, so moving on. Yeah, I think I ended up Wait. Oh, wait. We were on attack and we were about to win. I don't know if we actually did or not. But Iron Your Shield requires blocking a certain number of damage with your shield without dying. And you come to think of it, I think it's his tactical visor that ended up saving the day. I got a lucky break with this one. Death from Above requires you to get 4 kills while Pharah's in the air without touching the ground. I had a lucky break with that last kill, and I still kind of find it funny to this very day that me and that Junkrat killed each other at seemingly the same time. I'm just glad things worked out the way they did. Now, whoa there used to be very different. Nowadays, it's called Gotcha, and you need to get 2 kills with 1 use of McCree's magnetic grenade. Not unlike Soldier 76's Rocket Man trophy. But back then, it used to be a flashbang that can stun enemies. And you get whoa there by interrupting an ultimate ability that is interruptible anyway with his flashbang. This can include Roadhog's Whole Hog or Reaper's Death Blossom. And if you time it just right, Lucio's sound barrier. Charge was one that was pretty easy actually, thanks in part to Ana nano boosting me. This is part of another trophy, but I'll get to that later. Charge is to get 4 kills with 1 use of Bastion's tank mode. Whereas now, it's called Incoming, where you need to get 3 kills with 1 use of his artillery form. Basically, the opponent smashed to capture the point and start moving the payload, but that didn't stop me from going in and going AWOL on them. I'm pretty sure we won this match, but I don't know. In hindsight, I probably should have done this sooner, but double cap requires you to get both points on the double assault map without dying. Tracer's recall and her high damage output. I sometimes question why I didn't do this with Tracer when I was going after the Survival Expert trophy. Though she didn't really have a good health threshold to do it sufficiently, so... Giving you the hook is just like McCree's Whoa There. Just interrupt an ultimate ability with his hook. And I love the pose Reaper is in this picture. He looks so scared. Shotdown is basically the same except required more damage to mitigate. But I think her defense matrix used to last longer. Though I may be wrong. Nap time is where you interrupt an ultimate ability with her sleep dart. Farrah's kind of in a weird pose here, but yeah, it was probably badly timed, considering she already got a kill with it before I was able to sleep her. But at least I was probably able to kill her. Those who have such a low health threshold when you get woken up by a biotic dart and grenade hardly do. Cold Snap I probably could have done by trapping 3 opponents in a blizzard, while freezing another one with the Endothermic Blaster, but everything aligned perfectly as I was able to freeze all 4 with one use of the blizzard. And yes, May's Endothermic Blaster used to be able to freeze enemies. Total Recall and Special Delivery was all on the same match. I just had to play it smart with Tracer, and I think we won this match, but it was way too early to tell. Though I do think we at least complete the round with 3 points. Huge Res was so different in the first game. And Resurrection used to be your ultimate. And it used to be able to res multiple enemies, or multiple allies. So when everyone was down, I brought them back up. That must have been a bad day for them, though I think we still lost that match. Well, maybe we didn't, I'm not entirely sure. Since Centenary is simply win 100 matches, I don't really remember much of the details. Now, I was caught in a steel trap when I got this one. This feels like one of the many examples of opponents being extremely incompetent and not really paying attention to the self-destruct. Though, I think I threw it in the air before it exploded. Either way, it sure helped us win that match. Power of Attraction. Since this was 6v6, I used to need to grab 5 opponents as opposed to 4 with one use of her Graviton Surge. It was honestly pretty easy. And I think it was Nana, the character on the right, to my Graviton Surge. Oh wait, Diana's in it. Either way, I think whoever wasn't caught in the Graviton Surge also ended up getting caught in it. So yeah, pretty much the entire team was spotted it. How often does that happen? Actually, come to think of it, probably more often than I think. I've been trying to get simple geometry for a long time up until that point. The goal is to get 2 kills with one use of Hanzo's scatter arrow. Yes, it used to be a scatter arrow before, it's now a storm arrow. I was never able to get simple geometry the new way. And I just got lucky that those two were in a confined space together. And I think that was Diva's self-destruct that was about to go off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. The car wash is pretty standard affair. Just hit one person with all 6 of your beams. Yes, she used to have 6 sentry turrets. Now there's just 3, but it's pretty much the same idea. Clearing the area. Yeah, was simply get an environmental kill with her concussive blast. Poor Junkrat. He must have had a great fall. I'm not really sure how good that sting works, but I'm pretty sure you just need to deal damage with it. Because, considering Hanzo was the one to kill the Bastion and not my Venom Mine, but still counted. Yep, the Venom Mine just needs to contribute, as far as I know. I kinda cheated the huge success, and it probably led to our defeat in this match. But it was quick play. I'm sure no one complained much. I love being sneaky as Sombra, so any opportunity to hack a certain number of people without dying was exactly my cup of tea for this trophy. And considering how much of an escape artist Sombra is, this is probably one of the easiest without dying trophies, alongside Reinhardt's I'm Your Shield. There's also Mercy's group health plan. That one is also pretty easy, just need to stay in the back line, and be mindful of your surroundings. Propaganda is useless, says Sombra when she EMPs everyone in the vicinity, getting the power outage trophy. I don't think we won that match actually. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But if we did, it was most likely thanks to my hack. Though I didn't set up a translocator, so I was probably killed at that point. So we probably lost that one. I got very lucky with this one. I was just about to die, but that one sentry turret just gave out, and I got it. I thought I'd have to do it all over again, but nope. I was quick enough. I had to stay in the backline for a while for this one. Our overwhelming is simply to absorb as much damage as possible and maintain, I think it's at least 70 energy of Zarya's particle cannon for about a minute. I would have aggressed more, but I really didn't want to die and have it be all reset again. Besides, that little black hole in the particle cannon is so cool that it's big. Raid Wipe was much different. Much like with Hanzo's simple geometry and McCree's gotcha used to be whoa there, I was never able to get the reworked version. All you had to do was get 4 kills with 1 use of Torbjorn's Molten Core ability. Really was that simple. I don't know if it would be easier or harder to get 4 kills with Torbjorn's current Molten Core, but as long as I maintain that turret, it shouldn't be a problem. They never saw me coming when I was getting hog wild here. And I appreciated the extra environmental kill I got from that. It's like, wow, you got the trophy? Okay, have another kill. Considering Genji was the very first hero I ever tried to get the character-specific trophies for, you bet I was overjoyed when I got Slice and Dice. And I will always be grateful for that Ana for helping me get it. And considering our time bank, I think that led to our victory. Oh, would you look at that? 2 trophies in a row on the same map. Die! 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 I wish Reaper would shout die a 4th time if he got a 4th kill with his Death Blossom. It would have been a nice reference to the trophy. It would have been really hilarious. Waste Not Want Not was a very close call for me. Get 3 solo kills with a single clip of Reaper's shotguns. Now, I think this trophy was acquired before his Wraith form saw him reloading whenever he entered his Wraith form. I don't know. But I do know I needed my Death Blossom for it. And considering one of the guys was a Reinhardt, I'm glad he didn't charge into me and ruin everything. Very, very lucky break. Speaking of lucky breaks, we got Smooth as Silk, where I was actually falling from the high ground. I don't know if it was intentionally or not, but I miraculously managed to score that headshot. It wasn't as intentional as the one I got in Overwatch 2, which I'll show in a moment. I'll show in the next video. Considering May's self-heal and Ice Wall, getting Undying with May seemed like a no-brainer. I eventually realized that and went AWOL with her. And again, Genji was the first character I ever started playing as, so it seems fitting that I get all 50 unlocks. With Genji. That's how you get decked out. The Pathless Close was a very hard one for me. Sombra. I knew Sombra was my go-to hero for this one, considering what you have to do. But there were so many variables working against me. First of all, there had to be a Symmetra on the opposing team. Secondly, this was during a time when Symmetra could also deploy a shield generator as opposed to a teleporter. Luckily though, she made a teleporter all 3 times. I don't think we won that match, but I'd say it was worth it to be able to get the trophy. They sure never saw me coming there. Yeah. It's high noon, somewhere in the world. And considering I was right behind them, they pretty much had no time to react. Which led to our victory. I'm pretty sure. Even though I got killed, well, all the damage I absorbed made getting this trophy worth it. Though, I was certain I'd survive it, considering the sound barrier. Your health is massive, but I guess her ultimate is just that powerful. It's an ultimate ability, who am I kidding? This is another simple one. It just kind of came to me. And I'm actually glad Hanzo ended up destroying that Riptide so I could get that kill. That Riptide probably would have ripped apart my chances of getting my trophy at that time. This one required a lot of cooperation from my team. I needed to build up the scrap to make an armor pack. Yes, that was what Torbjorn could do before it was removed entirely. Whenever enemies died, they dropped scrap. Now, when you press the R1 button, Torbjorn would throw down some armor. All 5 of your allies needed to be wearing this armor. And they were. That time anyway. Airstrike involved you getting a kill with a fully charged seismic slam. The longer you're in the air, the stronger your seismic slam becomes, up to 125. Back then, Doomfist was a damage hero, more specifically an offense hero, and used to deal out much more damage than he does now. Anger management is arguably the easier version of hit all your opponents with one use of his primal rage. Because he could move around, it's much easier for him to find the targets he didn't hit yet. Considering Ilios' lighthouse is a tiny room of death, it's no wonder I was able to get Sombra's power outage as well as mine like a steel trap. I did need to wait for D.Va's defense matrix to go down, but once it did, I jumped at the chance. I needed to deal a bit more damage to the Genji to get the Rocket Man trophy, but considering there's only like one health point left on him, it's still pretty easy. I'm still shocked that it still gave me that, even though it wasn't the rockets that had the kill at all. Simple trigonometry was one I got when Moira came out. It was actually pretty easy. Just damage your opponents a lot and heal your allies a lot. This is touted as one of the hardest trophies to get in all of Overwatch 1, so the fact that I was able to be smart with it is a testament to my skills now. You had to get 3 kills while wall riding without dying. Your best option is to do this in a place where you can do environmental kills, which is exactly what I did. Even though Tracer was the one who killed the Orisa, because she was caught in the Dragon Strike, I think that's what contributed to me getting the trophy. I'm pretty glad that the game decided to be generous in that regard. Grounded was a pretty easy one. The Doomfist was coming right at us, and I just whipped him. Nothing simpler than that. This was obtained when she was released. Excuse Me was pretty easy. Just needed to wait for Moira to unleash her coalescence, and that's that. I don't think we won this match, but But this is one of the hardest trophies I ever had to get. Overclocked is amplify a certain number of damage with one use of her supercharger, which is much harder than you think. But it's nothing compared to her other trophy, and I wasn't able to get it for a very long time. Since Anna was able to help me get 2 trophies, I figured I'd play as Anna to help Reaper get a trophy of his own. And what did that get me? The Enabler trophy. I'd say this was very well coordinated too. The second Reaper Shadow stepped into the back lines, I immediately nanoed him. And if I didn't, he probably would have died by the Bastion. So, smart move, no? This one was honestly pretty easy. Just pile drive into everyone, turn on shields, take some damage, and run away. No one had any disabling abilities, so I was able to get it quite easily. This one was just so hysterical. I was just waiting for them to emerge from spawn, then yeet! They never saw me coming. Due to the 2 tanks being playable on a map at any time, this one was an easy get. Heal a certain number of damage with a single use of Transcendence. Considering my friend was discorded and probably took a lot of damage, it made it even easier. I think both of my tank allies were low on health when I did it, though I could be wrong. Halt State was the incessantly hard trophy I was referring to. And I think Reinhardt's Fire Strike and Hammer Swings contributed to it. That Reinhardt will forever be in my debt, especially since he helped me win that match. I had no idea how short fuse worked until I shot that dynamite from a long distance. Once I got it, I was like, so that's it. Served Up was a bit more straightforward. I simply had to smack someone in the air with Bob, and make sure my opponent stayed in the air as long as possible, with their coach gun, and just keep shooting away. I'm shocked that I was able to do it with a Roadhog, no less. Though I think he already used his Take a Breather. Come to think of it, it looks like he was going whole hog. Yeah, he probably was. Let's see. The joy I felt when I got cratered. You had to hit 6 allies with one use of his Meteor Strike. I think now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think Bob counted towards this. At least I think. But I could be wrong. Though considering the game is also saying Bob's contesting this too, he probably did. I'm grateful for it. Ha! Another trophy that I got on the Nepal Village map. I was kind of being funny with it. Even taunted them a little. I don't have to play the game footage, but I did taunt them with it. Use the vaudeville emote, then put down the oops, sorry sprays. Sigma actually came out after Baptiste, but this was my very first match with Sigma. That Bastion really helped out a lot. There was nothing they could do when I brought out an event horizon. Get 3 kills with 1 use of Sigma's Gravitic Flux. Diva was caught in it, and I was able to finish her off. And the other 2 just went down. I was kind of panicking when I got this one. Stand By Me is to prevent 4 deaths with 1 use of his immortality field. A self-destruct was going off, and I didn't think I was gonna make it. So I put down an immortality field, and it turns out there were other people standing in it. It looks like 2 of the people managed to escape. If those two critical signs are any indication. Adaptability was pretty simple. Focus was harder though, but not too much. It's this trophy that gave me some trouble, because people just wouldn't stay single file until now. Funnily enough, my father was also able to get this trophy on the same map. I guess 2 minds think alike after all. This one. Oh man. I had so much trouble with this one. Man. From people refusing to let me stay alive, or I kept running out of time, or kept rushing it because I was running out of time, and no one was around to protect me. But it finally happened. And considering that Overwatch 2 pretty much copied all the trophies that I got, I'm glad I don't have to do this all over again. I knew I had to save this one for last, because this is what gave me the Platinum Trophy. I pretty much went AWOL on this one, and the Doomfist was more than happy to help out. I liked to go AWOL with Zenyatta, even when I was getting the Iris Embraces You trophy. But yeah, every other trophy I got in Overwatch 2. I hope you guys enjoyed that little compilation. In the next video, I'll show you me getting the Overwatch 2 trophies, whether it be trophies I got in Overwatch 2, whether it be the Overwatch 1 trophies I got in Overwatch 2, or the trophies I got with the new characters. As for Hillary's trophies, she doesn't have any. But it did show me getting her achievements. You can look up those videos if you want. Anyway, see you guys when I show you guys my Overwatch.